Hello and welcome to Dalit Discourse. Today I will discuss you about Kishore Santabai Kale's autobiography, Kolhatyache Por, that is translated into English as Against All Odds. Kishore Santabai Kale was a Marathi writer and social worker from Maharashtra, India. He was born in 1970 as an illegitimate son of a Kolhati Tamasa dancer, Santabai. Abandoned by his mother, neglected and maltreated by his grandparents, uncle and aunts, ridiculed in school and college for his fatherless status, he was tested again and again by life. Fired with uncommon courage and determination to change his life and be free, he educated himself and went on to become a doctor, the first in his community. He devoted his life to educating the women in his community to give up dancing and live a life of dignity. Kale died at the age of 37 in a car accident on February 21st, 2007. Kishore Kale's autobiography, Kolhatyache Por, which means Sons of Kolhati, was first published in 1994 in Marathi. Later, it was translated into English by Sandhya Pandey and titled Against All Odds. Through his autobiography, Kale exposes the unequal, oppressive social and economic structures in Maharashtra, especially in the Kolhati community, which victimized its women folk. He pinpoints the harsh socio-psychological and monetary tensions and family relations of Kolhati women. It also throws light on the humiliation, exploitation, sexual abuse, negligence, deprivation, and torture of dancers and their children in this unjust setup. Kolhati community had migrated from Rajasthan to western Maharashtra. In Rajasthan, the Kolhatis were basically acrobats and jugglers, but poverty drove them to dancing. They developed a distinct style of dance and song called Launi. The music has more rhythm and melody, and the songs are loud and full of double entendre. The dance itself was designed to attract male attention, and it was easy to understand why it was called tamasa. The tamasa, which was originally a form of traditional folk dance, had degenerated over the years into a kind of prostitution where young and beautiful girls of the community were sold by their fathers to the highest bidder to provide for the family. Since the publication of Kale's autobiography, and mainly due to his tireless efforts, most of the Kolhati women have stopped dancing. Kolhati community survives on the money earned by the women of their family. The birth of a daughter was celebrated by Kolhatis, as more daughters meant more income. The men do nothing as they consider any labor below their dignity. Ironically, they don't allow their wives to step on the floorboards of the dancing stage. The women are not given any part of their earnings. Patriarchy makes man the sole possessor of women. However, the community gives one right to the females. The child bears the name of his or her mother and not that of the father. But this should not be seen as the victory of feminism. Their mother's name is something to be ashamed of. As Kale writes, I quote, most Kolhati children bear their mother's name, a fact that proclaims their illegitimacy. Unquote. Instead of protecting their daughters and sisters from the male gaze, the Kolhati men themselves gave away their women to the highest bidder for Chira Utarna, a ceremony where young virgins were given to men with all the trappings of a wedding, but none of its sanctity. Kale's grandfather Kondiba Ajuba had handed over his young daughter, Baby Masi, who was on the threshold of her youth, to Shivaji Rao Henge, a 40-year-old drunkard, so that she would make his life easy. And when she bore a daughter, Shivaji Rao stopped visiting her completely. Kishore's mother Santabai had already been become the victim of the same incident, as she had been pulled out of school and handed over to Namdev Rao Jagtap to bring money for her father. The women are not even allowed to select a life partner of their choice. Baby Masi's friend Neeli, who was badly in love with Mukesh, expresses her helplessness in a letter to him. She writes, I quote, "We are dancing girls. We belong to everybody. We have no right to fall in love with any one man. If we do, then we must kill that love. Otherwise, our society won't let us live." Unquote. Kishore regrets on the pathetic condition of the women of his community. He writes, I quote, "In the movies, I had seen that brothers and fathers rush to protect their sisters and daughters. When anyone even passed a comment or whistled when they walked past. But a Tamasha dancers, brothers and fathers went up their way to attract the attention of men to their sisters and daughters so that they themselves could live in an indolent life. What kind of relationship was this? I wondered. And why? Why did nobody oppose it? Unquote. Kishore narrates an incident which indicates how the young girls have been made victims in the hand of very old men. The story is that one day he found a man about 60 years old caressing lovingly a 17-year girl, Rukmani. When Kishore asked the baby Masi whether the old man was Rukmani's father, she replied angrily and said, "He is not her father, he is her Chira Malik." When the Tamasha dancers bore children and got aged, they were left poor and helpless by their respective yajmans. Left by their yajmans, Kishore, Susila Masi and Baby Masi were forced to go back to Tamasha. When Kishore visited to them at Islampur, he found their condition worse than himself. The sufferings and pains of Tamasha dancers were well expressed in the words of Susila Masi. She says, I quote, "Bai did the right thing, Kishore. At least she is not as helpless as we are. Otherwise, she would have been in the same states as Gigi. Our lives have been spent looking after our fathers and brothers. We have nothing, just nothing of our own." Unquote. Finally, with the help of Kishore, Susila Masi and Baby Masi followed the way of Santabai and settled with their respective yajmans. Kishore yearned for the love of his mother throughout his life. His mother's decision to go with her Yajman was unforgivable by Kishore as well as by her family, as the family lost the breadwinner and a child, his mother. But what about the woman? The mother. Kale says, I quote, "My mother managed to free herself of the bidding ghungroos, but I, like a little broken bell, was dropped, left in the care of Gigi. But can anyone fathom the pain suffered by a mother?" Unquote. Santabai pinned for her sons, but remained duty bound to her husband. Like Santabai, Gigi Baby, Bibi, and Susila Masi also have undergone through the exploitation and manipulation in the male-dominated society. Gigi was very badly treated by her father, Kundiba. Gigi had 25 acres of land in her name. She worked in farm, but her father always snatched all the earnings from the farm without giving a single rupee to Gigi. Gigi was paralyzed, and all the family members left her alone in the farmhouse to die. When Kishore came to take her to hospital, his grandfather did not allow him to take her. Instead, he asked for money to Kishore. This is a very pitiable and regrettable treatment given to a woman in Kolhati community. Kishore felt very sad, and observing such a heartbreaking and pathetic condition of women, he was haunted with questions like, I quote, "Has a woman no right to her own life. Is the only aim of our life to provide a livelihood to our fathers and brothers? Is it sin to be born a beautiful woman in a Kolhati family? Unquote. Born to a Tamasha dancer, an unknown identity of father, Kishore was oppressed, exploited, and maltreated on each and every level. For accommodation in Ambajogai, Kishore had to hide his caste and his identity of a Kolhati. He straightforwardly reveals the factual condition of his oppression to his aunt Rambha Masi and also asked her to not to meet him again. She was surprised on Kishore's treatment and angrily scolded him. She said, I quote, before a tamasha dancer knows why her chest must be covered by pallu, somebody has filled her breast with milk under the guise of syrup. Isn't that an insult? For 2 rupees, we are expected to sit on a man's lap. Isn't that an insult? Don't forget, the few rupees we get for allowing a man to hold and press our hand is what pays for food in our house. Only a rare one like you gets educated, and even you feel ashamed of us. Isn't that an insult for us? Unquote. She also condemned the dual statements of the society and said, I quote again, Kolhati women only dance. Dancing is our business and our art. But these days, all kinds of women indulge in blatant prostitution under the guise of dancing. If our pallu slips even a few inches off our chest, it causes a commotion. But heroines in movies dance with bodies exposed with a different hero each time, and it is called art. They go to Delhi and win awards for it. It is all a joke played on us by shameless people. Unquote. And again, addressing to Kishore, she burst her anger towards the society and said, I quote again, do you think we choose to be dancers? Do you think we enjoy coming here and dancing all night before kind of soft men? Do we wish to be insulted by your kind of people? People who are educated and do not understand the compulsions of our life. Unquote. These sharp and introspecting words of Rambha Masi depicted the anger against the age-old cruelties, maltreatment, and exploitation forced on Kolhati women, and also their cry for marginality and being hatred by their own children and family members. Such was the pitiable condition of Kolhati women, narrated by Kishore Kale in his autobiography. So this was the autobiography of Kishore Santabai Kale, Kolhata Chepur, that is translated into English as Against All Odds. Thank you.